I'm very committed to the notion of school-based teacher development. I think this notion of collaborate, practice and reflect really encapsulates what professional development is all about. It's a process. It's not an event. You can't take part in one event and be transformed. It's a process of collaboration and practicing, doing things with your students, and then reflecting on how it's done, on how it's gone. And I've learned a great deal working with you about Kenya and the Kenya context. We have 11 TESA ambassadors in Kenya. Their names are all available on the TESA website. If you go to the TESA website, you can click on a link that goes to ambassadors, and their names and their emails and everything are there. A lot of them are associated with universities, because we're a university and that's our peer group. But if any of you are interested in knowing more about TESA, I could put you in touch with some people in Kenya who know a lot about it. During this workshop, I'm very grateful that I've learned a great deal about the Kenyan context, which is very, very, very different from the Zambian context and very different from other places in which I've worked. One of the things, as Gareth has pointed out, that characterises it is the absolute commitment to IT connectivity and the real commitment in central government level to inclusive education. And also, I understand, to science and maths education. I've learned a lot about the graduated response, the theory of the graduated response. I'm not a specialist in special needs. My specialism was teaching chemistry, but also now developing online materials. So I've learned a lot about that, and I've also learned about what school-based teacher development might look like in a school, because I've never experienced it myself. I'm very interested in how it's going to work out in schools. Just before I finish, I'd just like to thank a few people. The first person I'd like to thank is Kelvin. Kelvin was our imaginary friend. He's not here, but he's here in our heads. And I've noticed the slogan on the back of your t-shirts. It says, "Teach me the way I can learn." And we have to teach Kelvin the way he can learn. And Kelvin is young, he is very busy, he is slightly overwhelmed by getting to grips with with teaching as a profession and the new curriculum and the way in which he's being asked to teach now, the competency-based curriculum, in a way in which he was not taught and he has not experienced. So we have to teach Kelvin the way in which he can learn, and I think that's where the collaborate, practice and reflect model is quite good, is very good. And the way that that's manifests itself during this workshop, I think it's been very helpful, because it's turned a lot of very good, very interesting, very valid general comments into much more specific advice that Kelvin would be able to actually make use of in his classroom. And in this way, I can't remember which of the speakers has just said it, but somebody referred to nurturing every pupil's potential. Well, I think this is about nurturing every teacher's potential. And so I'd like to repeat the thank you very much to our colleagues, Helen and Grace from the Ministry of Education, to Janet and Mary from the Teacher Services Committee. I feel humbled by the comments that Janet made, and I wish that I'd paid more attention to planning the questions that we asked. It's been very nice to have Peter here and the support of the KICD. And lastly, to you, Director, for the hospitality and the welcome. The support we've had has been unbelievable. The audiovisual team, and there's some lovely photographs being circulated already. To our very patient rapporteur, who's created a blow-by-blow account of what we've been doing. There's been a lovely lady sitting out there who's typed things up for us, which has made an enormous difference. The food has been fantastic, always produced on time, very delicious, and we've been driven around as well by some very, very good drivers who have waited patiently with Frida at the airport for a very long time. I'd like to thank all of you and reiterating all the things that Gareth said. I don't want to apologise for putting you outside your comfort zone sometimes, because as Gareth said, I think that's the way, I really believe that's the way that people learn. I didn't understand A-level physics at all. Yes, actually, I learned how to learn by trying to get to grips with A-level physics. So finding things a bit difficult or challenging can be quite a positive process, as long as we've done it in an inclusive way. And as soon as we did something which didn't feel very inclusive, we were informed and we changed our behaviour. And very finally, I'd just like to thank Frida. Frida has been completely magnificent in organising this workshop. Everything has gone very smoothly, and we're very grateful for the care and attention that you've given to us, Frida, the meeting us and the providing the typing, just everything, the communicating through the WhatsApp group. I think you've done an absolutely magnificent job, and I think directly we're very proud of Frida and the way in which she's represented AIFB in this workshop. And finally, my final message to you is that this is not the end. This is actually this is the beginning. This is a process. School-based teacher development is a process. Learning how it works in Kenya is going to be a process. We might not get it right first time, but we will keep on reflecting and trying and develop programmes which really do nurture the potential of all the teachers.
Now I fear to say consultants. You see, say we don't fit there. But obviously, from their talk, very fine teachers. I'm sure they like to be called teachers. That's what they like. Very, very fine words and kind from teachers. Allow me to invite the director of the institute to now take the floor and give his remarks. Welcome, Director.
Thank you very much, Haga, Director of Special Needs in the Ministry, all our colleagues from the various organizations and lecturers, good afternoon. I'll be very, very brief because I know people need a break now. They've worked since January. Even this time I told them we'll have to be here, and they have to travel, some of them this weekend, to the centers, the face-to-face. But I want to start by congratulating the KISE team for being here. I think I'm very honored, I'm very proud of you that you are here. You should have been on your holiday. Initially we programmed this to be in mid-October, and even scheduled a half-term break that time, but something didn't just work, and that's why we put it up to this time. Allow me to say also that there are things I keep on saying, that wherever you go, don't make an enemy. You don't know where you meet next. And also, present your organization well. I sat on Wednesday evening with our colleagues, and they talked about a good presentation by Haga in Scotland. And this is the Haga. Dr. Chris told me, no, Haga gave a very good presentation, and I told her we will be meeting on Friday. So she remembers you very well, that the presentation was very good. Whereas we were talking, we realized we were together in the same meeting in Scotland. Maybe if we had said bad things to each other, we would not be sitting here now sharing a floor. So again, thank you very much for that. I'm a proud man because from the time we started the journey of COL, I've seen milestones, good milestones. And the closure of this particular meeting for me is very good. It was twofold. It was to help get the version for the school-based teacher training for secondary school teachers in Kenya, inclusive education. But in the process, I'm sure every one of you has gained something new. You've learned maybe how to use a different link. You've learned new ways of looking at issues. So for me, I'm proud that this week has been very successful. I'm sorry I couldn't be here every day because I had to really decide where to go. Yesterday, 7 o'clock, I was in KICD. Today in the morning, 7 o'clock, I was in KICD. We're in the task force also working on matter CBC. But I've been getting reports every day of what is going on. And I'm very happy. I've also been looking at the conversation in the WhatsApp. And I can see that you've actually gained. And for me, I'm a very proud person. Very proud also because we have walked the journey with the ministry and with TSC, with NEC, with KICD. So it's something we're not doing on our own. And I'm really looking forward to that discussion with TSC so that we can also see about how we could have some credit hours to the teachers who go through this. Because it's something quite unique. It's something which, as Kenya, I'm sure COL is looking at how is it successful in Kenya so that it can be implemented in other, it can use like a replica of what else. So without wasting time and having said that, I'm just concluding by saying I'm a very happy person. Olagareth, I think he became a master elder on Wednesday night. So wish this was longer. But now that it's coming to an end, we want to say we are very grateful for all what we have learned from you. And we look forward maybe to another session, God willing, where you can come again so that we can fine-tune whatever we have already gone through this particular one. Manahaga, thank you very much. I ambushed you to come and close for us. I know there's another one you closed, another call session you closed for us. So I now invite you to make the closing remarks. And thank you sincerely because the ministry is working to us. When we cry for some money to assist in the program, at least you have gone through it, you can throw in a word and make a request. Asanteni sana Manahaga. Yeah, come.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wambua. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.